What's up YouTube, Adam here, and in this video I'm going to be bringing you my first impressions on the iPhone 6 Plus and the iPhone 6. Now I've been using these now for probably about a week, and I've really been using the 6 Plus significantly more than the 6, and I'll tell you the reason for that. The 6 Plus to me is definitely too big for a phone. The 6 fits absolutely perfectly in the hand. I think it's pretty much the same size as the HTC One M7, and to me this is the absolute perfect size for a phone. But there are some bonuses with the iPhone 6 Plus that kind of make it worthwhile to try and get used to it and see if it's possible to use it as my daily driver, and that's what I've been trying to do. So let me tell you about a couple of things that you get extra on the 6 Plus over and above the 6. Now, first of all, you get optical image stabilization on the rear facing camera, and if you check out my video that I did that actually showed you a demonstration of the cameras, you can definitely see, in my eyes, a significant difference between the optical image stabilization and the software image stabilization that you get on the iPhone 6. So that's one of the advantages, and for me, obviously using loads and loads of video, that is definitely a big plus for me. Now, in addition to that, obviously you get the bigger screen, which also comes with a higher resolution screen. Now, this is a 1080p screen, whereas this is pretty much a 720p screen, give or take. And you don't really notice a huge amount of difference in terms of the pixels when you're doing pretty much anything. I haven't really noticed any kind of greater resolution regardless of what I'm doing. The bigger screen, however, especially for me working in IT, connecting up to remote Windows computers, stuff like that, the bigger screen is definitely a plus. But there is that trade-off with the ridiculous size of it and the fact that you actually have to pretty much use it two-handed most of the time. Apple have handed in a little one-handed gesture, a double tap on the home button, which means that you can slide the screen down halfway to get access to the buttons at the top when you're using it one-handed. And that works fairly well, but it's just a whole bunch of extra steps that you've got to take to try and achieve what you're trying to achieve. The 6, on the other hand, one-handed use, completely perfect, no problems whatsoever. The other thing, and probably the main reason that I'm really trying to force myself to use the 6 Plus over the 6, is the battery. And let's talk about the battery life in terms of my first impressions. I have been testing the 6 as well in terms of battery life, and it's slightly better than the 5S. To me, Apple are idiots. They should have definitely made the casing higher, made it flush with the camera, and made a significantly bigger battery. Even made it a couple of millimeters thicker, the overall phone, and put a bigger battery in. We really don't care about thin phones, or I don't personally. I just want a bigger battery. I want a battery that is going to last me all day. Now, I'm a particularly high user. During the period of a day, I can quite often get 8 hours of screen on time out of a phone, and I usually have to charge my iPhone 5S sometimes up to 3 times a day, would you believe? With the iPhone 6, probably around twice a day to get that same kind of sort of 8 to 10 hour usage. And with the iPhone 6 Plus, 1.5 times a day. So there is definitely a significant improvement in my eyes over the 6 in terms of the actual battery performance. But is it enough to make me use this kind of awkward phone over and above this one? To be honest, I'm not quite sure, but I will tell you in my final review. I need to put some more time in between the two phones to let you know exactly what one I'm going to pick. Now let's go on and talk about some other first impressions. I absolutely loved the curved finish on the iPhone 6 and the iPhone 6 Plus in terms of the screen. I think it looks absolutely sensational. And one thing I've really noticed with the screens on these two phones, they appear to be extremely close to the front of the glass. I don't know if it's just the way that they've stuck it to the front. I don't know how they've done it, but it just feels like you're very close to the screen itself. There's no distance between the glass and the screen, and that gives a really nice experience, very immersive, and kind of brings everything to life. The screen quality, as usual with Apple, is absolutely fantastic. Very vibrant, but not overly vibrant. The clarity, the saturation, everything is absolutely spot on with these screens, so very pleased with that. One sort of downside to me is the lack of iPhone 6 optimized applications. We're now a week into it. They've obviously had the beta for quite some time. I would have thought that a lot of the larger companies, specifically people like Dropbox, WhatsApp, would have had something iPhone 6 optimized out by now. When you actually run these applications, especially on the 6 Plus, although it is exactly the same on the 6, they enlarge themselves, and even the menu bar at the top becomes bigger, and they're all very, very ugly and kind of almost like childlike. So the application support, yeah, is pretty diabolical, but hopefully that will definitely get better. One thing I have noticed, the speakers are definitely a little bit louder. The loudspeakers, not hugely, no greater improvement in quality, but there is definitely a little improvement there. Now, something else I've noticed as well, and I haven't really had a chance to test whether this is actually iOS 8 that's making this better or whether it's the hardware on the iPhone 6, but Touch ID to me seems significantly faster. I literally touch it very, very quickly and bang, you're straight into the phone, and also the accuracy seems to be better as well. Like I say, I'm not sure if that's software or hardware, but definitely something that is an improvement on the iPhone 6. The power button has moved round to the side, and that's quite peculiar. It takes a little while to get used to it, although I must admit after about a day or so, your finger falls pretty much on it, or sorry, your thumb, and that doesn't become a problem anymore. Now, that is pretty much my first impressions of the iPhone 6 in terms of those sort of features. The last thing I need to talk to you guys about, or the second to last thing, is the design. Now, I'm not a huge lover of this design. I don't know if it's going to grow on me or what, but I'm just not a great fan of it. It's a bit soft to me. I preferred the sort of hard lines of the iPhone 5S. But the build quality is obviously fantastic. It feels nice in the hand. But you will notice that I've got cases on both of these. These are actually the silicone cases from Apple. And you guys know that I hate cases. And the reason for that is that these phones are ridiculously slippery. Insanely slippery. If you try and hold them without a case, especially the 6 Plus, I've got small hands, so my hand sort of barely fits around it. And when I'm holding it, it's just literally slipping all over the place. These silicone cases, I've tried the leather ones as well, in my opinion are significantly nicer to hold in the hand, more resilient, more hard wearing than the leather cases, and I would definitely recommend them. They also stop you having to worry about that bobble on the back with the stupid raised camera when you put it down flat on the desk. So yeah, impressed with the cases, and also enable you to hold it in your hand without slipping out. But yeah, I'm not an overall fan of the case, of the actual design itself. Camera, definitely some improvements over the iPhone 5S, but not huge improvements. Low light has improved. The new slow-mo is definitely better, and there's some other features in there as well that will definitely kind of help you out. Overall, still incredibly good quality from the camera. Now, the final thing that I want to talk to you guys about is bendgate. Lewis over at Unbox Therapy obviously did the test where he was trying to bend the phone, and I've had so many people say, oh, is this something I should worry about? You know, should I not buy it because of this, blah, blah, blah. My answer to this is, it's an expensive device, a very, very expensive device. This one, the 128 gig iPhone 6 Plus in the UK, is £780. I think that's more than an 11-inch MacBook Air. That is absolutely insane. Just look after it. If you put it in your back pocket and you sit on it, you're going to break it. It's aluminium and glass. If you put it under large pressures, you're going to break it or bend it. It's aluminium and glass. Just be careful with it. Look after it. Love it. It's a great device. I'll be back with you in my final review. Peace.